Hey, what's up? Kami Gunpla here with another kit analysis, this time on the P-Bandai Gundam Unit 4 and I guess Gundam Unit 5 as well. These kits look a lot better proportionally than the older MG kits, but man, they look super plain before painting. Especially these shields. I can't believe this entire thing is just a single piece. This shield arguably has the wildest color separation design, and yet on this shield you see nothing. And it seems like there's going to be a lot more of these for at least the Pale Rider type P-Bandai kits. So definitely not looking forward to that. Since this kit is so heavily armed, it's going to look a little bit stocky compared to this RX-78-1 kit that I did before. As you can see, it's quite a little bit shorter and stockier, so we have to stretch it out a little bit. We're going to add 2mm on the legs and another 3mm on the waist to get to the result you see on this Unit 5 I did before. A lot of the leg details need color separations, no need for any seam line removal though, so that's pretty good. Bottom of the feet needs filling as usual. The head has a big seam line down the middle that needs to be dealt with. This little ammo pack and the entire beam gun need seam line removal as well, and so do these fuel tanks. Let's talk about stretching the legs first. As you can see, the lower leg is its own part, and you insert the knee joints into it, so we can easily add some PLA plate into the joint itself to make it a little bit taller without it showing at all. These thigh connections also seem like they still stay connected when they aren't all the way down, which means we can add another 1mm on these connections. And if we can stretch the waist out a little bit, all of a sudden this kit looks a lot more balanced. I'm starting out by cutting away the ridge under the waist connection and sanding it down to make sure it's flat. Then I'm gluing PLA plate underneath it, drill the mounting hole into the plate, sand it on all sides to make sure it's uniform with the original part. Test fitting worked out just fine, so we got that one done. For the knee joint, add 2 little PLA plate strips on each side. You don't need to be too clean with this since it's going to be entirely invisible. For this waist, it's obvious that we can add some height to the bottom, but we can also hide another 1mm in height on the top of this part. And since it's going to be invisible, no need to be too clean about it. Just add a few strips of PLA around the peg, and as you can see, it's taller now and you can't see the modification at all. For the bottom, we'll cut out some PLA plates in similar shape, then find the center of the plates to drill the mounting hole, then glue the plates under the part and fill the sides in with black super glue. I didn't really film the process of sanding the sides of this part, but this is the only modification in this entire build that required actual precision in sculpting since it's going to be visible. Anyways, we got some standard procedures, filling holes, seam line removal. This gun has this yellow strip that's supposed to go inside first. We have to cut away the peg holes so this becomes a snap-in part instead, so we can glue the 2 sides of this gun together to remove the seam line. For the head, just cut off the mounting peg on the face and do the seam line removal for the head as usual. You'll be able to slide the face in from the bottom. I added a bunch of scribing details to the legs, and this process was made super easy with these measuring scribing tapes from Display. Again, highly recommend these. I think 1-year war Gundams look a lot better with a flat, clean paint job, so I'm going to do as such. The blue here is the Mr. Color Suzy blue, and everything else is pretty standard. A lot of masking is involved in this build. This kit does give you a lot of details, but without any color separation. And to be honest, details without color separation are pretty much the same as no details, so you gotta mask these parts. And let's take a look at this head. After our seamline removal process, as you can see, the face slides in from the bottom just fine, and no seamline in sight. I did lose these little side vents. They're freaking tiny, so definitely be careful. Luckily, I was able to 3D print some replacements. Let's talk about the shield. This thing has all these crooked lines to mask, so the easiest way to go about it is to mask it with tiny strips. For the parts that actually give you panel lines between the colors, you can cut the tape along. The color separation extends all the way to the back as well, so don't forget about that. This one edge is really annoying because it's not actually continuous. You have to actually remove this little edge. You can see it a bit better on this painted shield. As you can see, the color separation edge isn't actually continuous. This shield is definitely one of the more annoying parts I've ever seen in a Gunpla, and it's a shame that this is supposed to be premium Bandai. I'm using G Rework decals for this as usual. Really like their decals. Very lucky that they released a set for this specific kit. The shield decals look amazing. You do need to actually cut it along these lines to make sure that the decal makes full contact. So anyways, let's take a look at the end result. That's basically all I have for you today. This channel is finally getting some traction, so I intend to upload a lot more frequently. It does take me a little while to shoot one of these videos, mostly because I'm, already a slow modeler. And I also like to work on multiple projects at once, just full ADHD style. So I tend to get nothing done. Just gotta stay more focused. Anyways, I have a few more videos lined up by the end of the year, so hit the subscribe button to stay tuned. I'll see you guys next time.